As all Americans are aware, Donald Trump has turned ICE, Border Patrol into his own private military. That includes, but is not limited to National Guard and U.S. military. He says it's a training ground for people. Then ICE, in their effort to terrorize Americans and instill fear, they wear masks, and the FBI knows these masked agents are being mimicked by criminals, raping people. They don't give a shit. They're all in on the mask. They don't want people to see their faces. Of course, they're led by Kristi, Noem, and crazy nut fucking Nazi Stephen Miller. So this is what's going on in St. Paul, Minnesota, where ICE sprays protesters in the face. Just right in the face. They weren't violent. They weren't crossing lines. They were protesting. This is not an isolated incident. We see that they kidnapped a kid. They took his dad in, they kidnapped the kid. They returned the kid later. And by the way, it was a U.S. citizen. They have pepper sprayed the face of a 1-year-old child. They've gone into a daycare and taken people out. Here's the problem. I mean, among many, but one that sticks out to me, they are recruiting the most bottom feeder people that have had no power, that they are disgruntled, that they've been sitting in mommy and daddy's basement, and now they're coming out and they just have a little bit of power and a lot of brokenness. And they are angry because they have just eaten and feasted on racism and rage. So they don't think a thing about point blank spraying pepper spray in a peaceful protester's face in the United States of America. And then we have in Detroit, Michigan, ICE officer tases and abducts just a woman.
Oh my God, this man just like tased this woman. Border Patrol. Damn, that's fucked up.
Agreed. I'm gonna guess she's probably brown. I mean, this is just racial profiling, greenlit by the Supreme Court, overturning years and years of settled law and precedent because their Lord and master, the authoritarian himself, Donald Trump, was like, we want the brown people out. And Clarence Thomas, who is a black man, said, I'm all fucking in, because none of them have any ethics or morals or integrity. And then in Charlotte, North Carolina, we've got ICE boxing in a contractor with a half a dozen cars and abducts him. Here we go.
They got him, they got him, they got him, they got him, they got him.
Okay, let's just stop for a minute. I want to make a comment. I am 55 years old. Never in my life did I dream that I would see masked men fully armed with automatic weapons hop out of cars and go in and take people out of their cars off the street. I never in a million years thought that would happen. You look at communist countries, you know, authoritarian takeover countries. That's how it starts. You look at all these movies and TV shows where this goes on with kidnappings and mafia. This is happening, and it is sanctioned by the United States government in U.S. cities. And I read a report, all of these people that they're detaining, very, very few are actually criminals. It is just brown people and black people, mostly brown people. Okay, sorry, Kylie, let's play the rest of the clip.
Oh my God, this is not okay.
I agree with that. It is
This ain't okay, dude.
Look how many cars. I mean, look how many people.
This is not okay. This is not okay. This is not okay.
Okay, here's the thing. Donald Trump and the Republicans, they tell you, you can't have health care because the federal government can't pay for it. SNAP benefits are not necessary because poor people don't have to eat. Yet, how many brand new cars rolled up to that scene? How much were all of those weapons? How much are they paying for all of these ICE officers? Remember, they were advertising a $50,000 signing bonus for people to join ICE. And then you heard and saw in DC that there wasn't any violence. They weren't taking care of criminals. They were picking up trash and they were doing landscaping. National Guard members taken away from their families, called up to do landscaping projects in DC. And we can't afford health care. We can't afford for people to eat. We would rather people go hungry than have a social safety net, but we can afford all this. We can build Alligator Alcatraz. We can build out Gitmo to be this big thing. Now there's nobody fucking in it because this administration is incompetent. And here's the thing. Stephen Miller, I read an article this week. He's in charge of all this. He loves it. It's like snuff porn for him. He is so all in. I bet he gets a hard dick when he watches people abducted off the street with no criminal record. He's furious again because they're not deporting enough people. He wants more and more and more people to be deported. And it's unbelievable the lies that are told about this and how much damage, not just to these individuals and their families. You're doing everything the immigration court requires you to do, and you are thrown on the ground at an immigration hearing that you voluntarily showed up because you're trying to go through the legal process to become a United States citizen or get status in this country. They throw you to the ground, they handcuff you, they tuck you away for months on end. That's who this administration is. But I am so grateful that is not who we are as a country. And then we see a very similar to this. There was a woman that was charged criminally, and the agents alleged she tried to murder them. And then guess what? We found out, because in court you have to have evidence. David J. Beer is reporting the federal government just dismissed charges against this woman who it accused of deliberately attacking its agents and trying to kill them. Instead, it now appears they tried to murder her. Will Chicago or Illinois police prosecute? I hope so. Because these people are not above the law. Donald Trump is not above the law. He doesn't give a shit if they prosecute these people. He might, he'll be mad about it and he'll threaten violence against these people. But at the end of the day, he cares about Trump and money. That's it. That's the list. If you think he is going to intervene on behalf of these people, pay for a lawyer, pay for their time off work, he's not. He could give a shit. He likes the destruction. Stephen Miller likes to see people tortured and suffering because this administration and triple Trumpers, they feast on the cruelty. And then a very sad story, but again, this is not a news story. This is not a news flash. This happens. You see it every week of people dying in ICE custody. Newsweek is reporting a man detained by ICE, found dead in ICE custody, hanging with hands and feet tied. That's what's going on here. That's what they do. You've seen women that lost pregnancies because they weren't taken to the hospital. They weren't given treatment. People are dying in ICE custody. They are deporting people to random foreign countries they've never been to, don't speak the language, don't know the culture, because they like it. They get hard dicks watching these people being treated so cruelly. So we have to resist. We have to continue to peacefully protest, amplify our voices. We've got to save this democracy. We've got to stand up against this fascist regime. Please like this video, subscribe to our channel, and the hottest gift of the Christmas season, Life is a Lazy Susan of Shit Sandwiches. Link below in the show note. It's a great way to support us, and it's also available on audiobook.